Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sounds of my voice. North, south, east, west, and all points in between. You've tuned in to the December 16th, 2025, and final edition for the year 2025 of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host, van driver, teacher, facilitator, administrator, and most importantly, head chef, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have you with us. Glad you could join us on this. Depends on what part of the country you're in or the world. This cold, breezy Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We don't take it lightly. Thank you for spending an hour or so with us. And we hope and pray that you had a good day today. And if not, well, you made it through this day, but we pray that tomorrow be a better day. How about that? Okay. We got a lot of ground to cover on this last edition for 2025. So let's get started. As you know, the drill is time for the salutations. Just let us know where you watching from and anything else that's legal that's on your mind though. So y'all ready? Let's take a go. First up from Houston, Andrea. Glad to have you here. Marcus Wilbanks from Beham Metro. Good to have you here, brother. Pastor Darlene Duffy Collins, also from the Lone Star State. Good evening to you. Latoya Randolph from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Great to have you here, ma'am. Great to have you here. I think that's all for now. Well, and some more. Okay. Yvonne Rice, good evening to you, ma'am. Great to have you here. Tanya Holmes from South Carolina, the Palmetto State. Good to have you here, ma'am. Great. Good having you here. Okay. We're going to do a little icebreaker, y'all. Do a little icebreaker before we move on to the heavy stuff. So, um, and acts are simple. I might have two of them for you though, but here's the first one, okay? Uh, what is one thing you've learned about yourself from past heartbreak? What is the one thing you've learned about yourself from past heartbreak? And I'll start off answering this question. For me, I learned that even though heartbreak is bad, in at least for me, some odd way it gets easier each time you deal with heartbreak. So that's my answer right there. It seems like it gets easier. You hate heartbreak, but you deal with it though. What do y'all say? What do y'all say? And we got some more people. Let me see why y'all answer the question. Jaquel Golf from the Big Easy. Good evening to you, ma'am. Pastor Ball is also from South Carolina. Good evening to you, sir. Valerie Zachary Cabot from Huntsville. Good evening, ma'am. Okay. And the icebreaker question for the night is or was, what is the one thing you've learned about yourself from past heartbreaks? Or just a too deep a question to ask y'all? Y'all let me know in the comments though. What is the one thing you've learned about yourself from past heartbreak? And again, and then we'll get Cassandra Cunningham from Kansas. Great to have you here. I like I said a few minutes ago or a minute or so ago, heartbreak heartbreak hurts, but with each incident, you learn how to deal with it. At least I learned how to deal with it, but I'm still trying to avoid heartbreak now. I don't know anyone in their right mind likes heartbreak, but I try to avoid. Latoya says, I've learned from heartbreak areas about myself I still needed to work on. That's interesting right there. Andre, I can love again and not lose myself in the process. I like that right there. I can love again and not lose myself in the process. Okay. So heartbreak it's not a pleasant experience, but guess what though? We deal with it, right? We all deal with it. Jaquel, I've learned to appreciate when people are honest about what they need or do not need, even if it breaks my heart. Wow. I like that right there. That's a good answer right there. I mean, all of these answers are good, but I like that right there. Okay. Marcus. Second guessing was my kryptonite. I tried to avoid it, but it becomes more of a learning experience. I like that. I like that. Absolutely, Marcus. I like that right there. Tanya, I learned my worth. Oh, man. I like that. Y'all coming with some good stuff here. Exactly. When you're dealing with a breakup, and I don't mean to do the blame game, but especially if it's the other person's fault, you realize your worth. You realize your worth. So, yeah, I like that right there. Yvonne says, with prayer, self-reflection, and self-care, I will be whole again. I like that. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Positively. Okay. These some good answers. These are some good answers. It's just a little icebreaker. Oh, yeah. Andrea says, asking for what I want is not problematic and save precious time. Yes. You know what? Let people know up front. Just like you see it. Just like you see it. Okay. Well, we're going to move on, y'all. Just like I said, it's just a little icebreaker. Okay. And we might well stick on relationships. I've been sitting on this topic. I know y'all been seeing this in the announcements for the longest. And you know what? I think we're going to play it. Y'all sit back and listen. Sit back and listen and tell me what y'all think, okay?
Why are women often the first to leave relationships?
I think that women are often the first to leave relationships because our communication tends to be a little bit more direct and clear. So we're often the first ones that's saying that there's issues and we're giving you a chance to work on it. And we're giving you a chance to work on it. And we give you a chance to work on it. So by the time we actually leave, it's like you forced our hand or we had been mentally left because you wasn't doing anything to keep me here. So it might look like she just got up one day and all of a sudden the love is gone because you wasn't paying attention. Y'all don't be listening. What's not clicking, Steven? Like you gotta pay attention to her mind and her heart gonna leave before her feet every time. That's why it looks like we leave first. But we be in it with y'all trying, fighting for our lives. All my life I had to fight. We be trying, and y'all be sitting there like, I mean, she ain't going nowhere. And then when she goes somewhere, now it look like, yeah, women is the first one to leave. She tried to stay. What did you do to keep her? That be the thing.
You also have women. Y'all ready to get mad at me? You also have women who do leave prematurely. You have women who don't have wise counsel. You have women who have abandonment and rejection wounds. You have women who are escape artists and they practice escapism. You have women who But you do have women who they're so afraid of rejection that they jump ship first. You have women who have abandonment wounds, and so to avoid feeling any sense of abandonment, they jump ship as soon as they get anxious or as soon as something seems like a threat. When people have trauma, their nervous system now responds to many things like it is a threat. Like anything, this can be a man sighing, a man not texting you back, a man not calling you, a man hanging out with his homeboys couple of hours, and then you decide you want to leave the relationship. Also, the bad thing, especially because I'm a woman, I've done this before, is being around the wrong counsel. You're being around women, for one, you got women who are in the streets, you don't need to be getting counsel for them. But you also got women who are projecting their trauma into your relationship, and you also have frenemies as well. You also have the people, those supposed friends who want to see your downfall. And because they are not happy with their own life, they want to make you miserable, because misery, y'all know it, misery enjoys company. And so, baby, you was completely right? On your end, you were absolutely right, because that's true. But we are not going to take away from the fact that there really are some women who be damaging relationships that are actually good for them. They be sabotaging because of their own fears.
So we talking about some relationships, and if you missed the question at the beginning, is basically, is it true that when it comes to relationships ending, our women are the first one to leave a relationship? What say y'all? Are the sisters the first ones to leave a relationship? Okay, let me see what y'all got to say. Let me see. Bliss. Okay. I totally agree. Okay. 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 Yvonne says that's so true. I agree with the first lady. Women lead the relationship. Oh, wow. Mentally, long before they actually walk away. Wow. I never heard that before. Yvonne, is this true, y'all? Do y'all leave mentally before the physical fall you, before your body falls? I like that right there. That's interesting. I thought they were both spot on. Well, Tanya, if you look at what Yvette said, women leave, what she says, women leave the relationship mentally before they actually walk away. Is that true or false? Because that's pretty interesting right there. I find that very interesting. And that's her personal experience. Oh, Danita, hey, good to have you. That is absolutely true. Oh, man. Oh, y'all coming with it. I mean, brothers, what y'all think? Oh, goodness. Facts. Are you for real? So you mean to tell me the last relationship I was in, she been checked out and turned in the hotel key? Oh, wow. Mentally. Oh, man. Latoya's. Now, y'all sure about that, though? But oh, wow. Am I? Oh, snap. Learn something new. Oh, Chandra, good to have you here from Alabama. How your hip doing? Okay, don't be hard-headed. Oh, man. Men usually don't see or but they are always signs. You know what? Can I say this? You're partially right, but sometimes we see it, but we tend to ignore it, to thinking, oh, it ain't nothing. And I don't try to speak for all men, but I know that's how. If the signs are there, I try to ignore it. I used to try to ignore it though. So, but oh man, now I think we got a descendant. Renee, good to have you here from the Peach State. She says not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Okay. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Oh, y'all coming in here too. Absolutely true. Lou, good to have you here. Goody, I totally disagree. Men leave mentally first, and women, oh wow, leave physically first. That's an interesting take on that right there. Hmm, that's a very interesting take on that. Let me see what Dr. Wilbanks got to say. As a man, speaking from experience, I chose to leave before she braced me down, despite it being a two-way. Interesting. Okay, rub it down now. You got to rub it. I ain't gonna tell your business on here. Minister Stanley from Kansas City, Mo. Good to have you. I always left. Wow. Wow. Mm, that's interesting. They think, oh, she ain't going nowhere. Some of them think that way. Some of them think that way. Boy, I like this though. I never thought about it that way. As you know, especially when I was doing the topic for tonight's show, I was thinking about this overall, but women check out mentally from a relationship first. Wow. But Lou says, and I'm going to put hers back on here, she says men leave mentally first and women leave physically first. Mm, mm. Let me see. Sister Jeff says, I feel I've always tried to stay if the communication wasn't harmful. Okay. Well, I don't even know what to say about that. I've been kind of learning something tonight. Y'all ladies say that y'all check out first. Okay. But let me ask y'all this while I read some more comments. For those who have left the relationship mentally, what was the length of time between you leaving mentally and you actually calling it quits? Was there a length of time? What was the length of time? Danita says the thing about women is that we communicate on several occasions about what we want or what's lacking, etc. The problem is that men, and I hope you're not generalizing all of us, Danita, that men you don't usually pay attention unless it's too late. Let me just insert say some men don't usually pay attention until it's too late. Okay. Okay. Not necessarily communicate through talk, but we definitely give signs. Now, right there, that's where I have an issue though. For me, you have to verbalize this stuff. I don't have, and I'm speaking for me now. I don't have time to sit up there and try to, I guess, look for signs though. You need to tell me if something's wrong. You need to pull me aside and say, Mike, let's uh let's talk about this. I don't have time to look for signs though. I don't have time to be guessing. I don't have mind reading powers. And the same thing would go for me. If I have a problem, I need to bring it to her and let her know what's going on. So, okay. Oh man, years. You mean you stayed or at least remained in I assume, an unhappy relationship for years? Oh, wow. I give you a hug. Mm, okay. You all right with me, Danita. You all right with me. You owe me 50 cents, but you all right, though. You all right. Oh, man, though. But you have to tell me, though. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, you know. And especially I'm dealing with my own issues and situations and problems. Reggie says, myself, my wasted time meter goes off and it's very quickly. Things are over. Time is precious. Don't have time to waste with someone that the relationship isn't going anywhere or it is over. Well, I get you. And I figured that's what you was talking about, your marriage. Yes. I'm so sorry about that. I figured that's what you were referring to. Um, and again, communication is important. But I'm a little stunned by the answers and the responses I've gotten tonight in regards to this, though. I had no idea. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I had no idea. Wow. Oh, and let me see, Marcus. I would also tell a woman, hey, I don't read minds or body languages. And you know what? I agree with you, Marcus. I don't. I don't think people have time to look for signs and try to figure out what's going on. You know, you ask them what's going on. Nothing. No, tell me what's going on. Let me know so I can make this right. You know, I want to make this right for both of us, but especially for you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have time to read. Oh no, I don't have my reading abilities. So, Kirsten, good to have you. Okay, in 6 months, I mentally left 6 months. Oh, excuse me, 3 months in because how he treated me as a friend for 2 years changed when wanted a relationship. Everything went haywire. Wow. I could say more, but I'll digress. Wow. Wow. That's a tough transition from friendship to relationship. Yvonne, this pertains to my marriage. It was a few years for me. I stayed for a number of reasons. The church not wanting to raise my daughter without a father in the home and concerns about what family would say. Wow. In other words, you was concerned about things other than yourself, than your mental well and emotional well-being. I understand. Wasn't there a song, Her Body? Your mind is here with me. Excuse me. Your body's here with me, but your mind on the other side of town. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Ooh. That's a bad feeling. That's kind of, I'll say that for the after party. But that's kind of one of the things that makes me afraid to get married, though. Being in an unhappy relationship, to be honest with you. Wow. I know that all. Come on, string. I know that all. Yeah, I get you. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna just say this though. Bad relationships are bad. Of course, no kidding about that though. But you know, I learned a lot from y'all tonight though, because I know it's easy to say if you're not happy in a relationship, just leave. But there are a lot of mitigating circumstances that you just can't just simply up and leave though. You know. Y'all got my sympathy though. I learned a lot this night though. Okay. Up next. Uh let me put this up here for Tanya. I stayed because he was a good man, but turns out not a good man for me. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Well, up next, and here's another topic that I've been kind of, let me see, sitting on. Let me see which one I want to do first. Uh, Let me do this one first, okay? Let me do this one first. Okay? It's about socializing, and your financial status. Okay? So y'all just sit back and take a listen.
I think now is a really, really good time to remind everybody that being broke is not a personal failing, it is a systemic one. And it is not a reason to eliminate yourself from connection and from access to your community. For many, many years, I appeared to be a really terrible friend because I was super flaky, because I was broke. And I was too ashamed and in too much financial depression to admit to my people that the reason why I couldn't go get coffee is because I had negative $25 in my bank account at any given day, and that was a good day. And I want to remind people that now is a really, really great time to offer accessible and free opportunities to see your friends. I am not the person that you need to go have dinner with. If I suggest dinner, babe, tell me let's go on a walk instead, and you don't have to say anything else. You don't have to say anything else. But we need to be incredibly aware of the fact that people ain't got it, and that's not a reason to not have community. Now is not the time to be ashamed of being broke. Now is not the time to shame the people we love for being broke. At the end of the day, we still need each other. And I will be damned if somebody that I love feels like they can't tell me that they ain't got it right now. Babe, none of us got it right now. Whether we're pretending we do or we don't, none of us got it right now. So we don't have to go to dinner. We don't have to get wine. We don't have to go shopping. Let's go on a walk. Come over to my house. We'll share a broke charcuterie of American cheese and Ritz crackers. That is good with me. Cause I be having that anyway. But yeah, I'm really, really focusing in on the fact that we need each other now more than ever. And one of the greatest weapons and tools of capitalism is that it forces those who need relationships the most out of them because they don't have money to keep up, especially today. There is nothing to keep up with. When community truly exists, there is no price to pay. There is no price for entry. You do not need to go to a nice 4-course meal in order to have friendship with me. And we all need to be saying that to the people that we love. It is not the time to be too ashamed to say you ain't got it. And more importantly, on the other side of that, we need to be incredibly aware of the financial landscape of the world, the systemic landscape of the world, and the fact that people need to know that we are a safe place even when they don't got it, and that they are deserving of friendship with us. I would rather see my people completely for free, because you ain't got to trick me into a good time. Because if I ain't got to spend money with you, I'm happy. I would rather see my people for free than not see you at all. I would rather see you broke than not see you at all. That's what we need to be telling our people. All right? Love you.
Mm. Mm. Let me see what y'all got to say about this right here. Erica says, I think that's real. We used to do things that were cheap or free all the time. You can play board games, have a house party, or watch something on TV. Movies at home. We have to get creative. I like that right there. Okay. Renee says, totally agree. When I ask someone out, I already know I'm paying. Okay. Practice planning picnics part-time with friends. Grab sandwich supplies or an apple or two from the grocery store and enjoy time together. Okay. Let me see what else we got here. I think that's it. No, okay, we got some more. Danita says, heavy on the I'll be if someone I love is ashamed to tell me that they don't have it. If I got it, my friends got it. Okay. Latoya loved her statement. I would rather see you first than to not see you at all. Wow. That's pretty deep right there. That's pretty deep right there. My friends and I hang out all the time, and everyone brings something if they can. If not, the rest of us got it. Okay? If my friends want coffee, come over to my house and I'll make it for you better than Starbucks can. We have a barista in the group. Okay, go ahead. Uh, is socializing well, in this case, and I'm glad you asked that question. I'm more talking about just hanging out with your friends, not necessarily talking about dating, going out on a date. Just hanging out with your family and friends, hanging out with your people. And some people won't go with you. Say, hey, you want to go to back in my younger days, you want to go to the mall with us? Well, man, I'm broke, man. No, we got you. You get what I'm saying? Something like that. You know, if I got $4, my friends has two of them. Okay, I like that right there. Okay, okay. One of my late friends, he used to have a saying. Then I agree. If I got it, then yeah, okay. He used to say, if as long as I got a biscuit, you got a bite. So hey, you can't beat that, can you? In the present economy we are living in, folks are living paycheck to paycheck. Many folks are broke, nothing to be embarrassed about. And that's true. Lots of folks act like they got it all together money wise, but really they don't. Some had to go back living with their parents, etc. Life is life. Absolutely, Pastor. Absolutely. And let me ask y'all this, and if you want to say it and be honest about it, how many of y'all at one point in your life, it could be now, could have been in the past, that bad financial situations kept you from socializing? Not necessarily the dating, but just socializing. I'm raising my hand. Y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Plenty of times money kept me from enjoying things with my people. When I didn't have it, I wouldn't go either. I know I wouldn't go. I was ashamed to tell people though. God blessed me with people in my life that would help me when I didn't have it. That's good right there. That's good right there. Oh, y'all coming in here. Danita, honestly, our cheap friends dates are the best dates. My friends and I always go bowling on Wednesday because it's $1 bowl night. I like that. We go to the movies on Tuesday because it's $5, etc. Renee says, okay, yeah, that's right. You raising your hand. Latoya says yes. Been there a minute. I know. That was the story of my life in my 20s. Hey, Trina, good to have you here. Yes, I understand that. Well, it was the story of my life, so I understand how it is to have how this fellow looking in this graphic right here. Yeah, that was me right there. So I totally understand though. Yeah, hey, what she said, got the t-shirts too. Exactly. Got the t-shirts too. Absolutely. So I know that feeling right there. I know it though. And especially go back to what uh Reginald said, and especially in this economy that we're dealing with, yes, we had it's not good. And then don't get me started on dating. I was just gonna limit this to just, platonic socializing though, but definitely don't get me started on dating. Oh boy, dating is expensive. I remember I went on a date. It was, when was this? It was 4 years ago. Dave and Buster's. I spent a grip that day. That's all I got to say. I spent a grip that day. Whew. Would I do it again? Not unless I won the Powerball. That's all I got to say about that. I opted out of birthday parties, gatherings, and whatever. But people thought that people would judge. Years ago, after a while, people stopped calling me because, wow, wow. Chandra, I was that friend that wouldn't go. Yeah. Hey, D Giles from Atlanta. Thank you, Mike. Good to see you. $150. $150 for what? You about to give me $150? You know, that's about how much I had paid at or close to it at darn Dave and Buster's. Is it okay to talk about a budget? Well, yeah, sure. I think that'd be the most fiscally responsible thing to do. Absolutely. Okay, I think dating on a budget can be fun if someone can't think outside of the box. It's about making the most of the time, even if we are low on dollars. Okay. Laughing at me. Okay. Know what? That's what I thought. D, that's about how, if I could find my receipts or look up, I bet that's how much I paid in total at Dave and Buster's. But guess what? I had a good time. We had a good time, though. We had a good time. But like I said, unless I'm winning the Powerball, I don't think I'm going to do that. If you are broke, get yourself together first. Well, true that. True that. Wow. I'm looking at the time. Okay. Food and games. That hamburger was good. People complain about the food, but I thought that burger I had was pretty good though. But them games, but it was fun though. It was fun. I'm not even gonna lie. And it was pretty warm that day too. Didn't even need a coat that day. Well, I ain't gonna tell y'all when. Some would try to impress folks on a date. Well, it's time out for that. Exactly. Money is tight. We have to live within our own means. Because if you're going in debt trying to impress her, you're not showing her amen to that, Reggie. Amen to that. Exactly. I'm trying to look at the time, see which one I want to do next. Oh, man. All I'm going to say is this. It's good. It's fantastic to go places. But you know the economy that we're dealing with. You know how things with inflation is going. Just pay attention to your wallet. You know, just like this fella right here. Pay attention to your wallet and see what's going on. Okay? And again, like Erica says, you know, we would be ashamed to tell people that we don't have it. And you don't want to, lack of a better term, bum off of people. You know, you want to pay your own way. You know, that's when my pride come in. But it's tough, especially these days. It's tough. That's the only thing I could just say. It's tough. Oh, well, I like this. Hold on. I got two ones I like. Now, if you're dating and you lose your job, money will be tight. But if you're just meeting, get yourself together. Okay. And Jaquel says, that's why long distance relationships are sometimes unrealistic. Budgeting is very real. Absolutely. That's one reason why I avoid LDRs. Money, budgeting. Absolutely. Trina, don't stop looking for love, even if you're broke. Life is short. We can work on it as you keep an open mind for the impossible. Well, I think I don't know. Maybe you ought to really do keep yourself together though. But I like that too. pretty encouraging though. So I like that too. So okay. But again, like I said though, money's tight these days. Inflation and everything else is beating us up though. So only thing I could just say is just socialize carefully. Socialize carefully. Socialize carefully. Okay. Here we go. What constitutes being broke? Results may vary. What you might think is broke may not be broke for me, and vice versa. So the best, and I know may seem like a non-answer, but results may vary. Okay. Hey, this topic reminds me of that throwback discussion about the woman who had listed the places not to go on a first date. Okay. Okay. Hey, Andrea, good to have you here. Okay. But how long would you want to carry someone? And that's something to think about too. Because I don't want anyone to carry me. I do not want anyone to carry me. So I mean, that's a good question right there. Uh, if you don't have a lot of money, I suggest cooking good food for each other. I dated a woman, and I hope she ain't watching. I I made her some home cooked shrimp and grits. And she had 2 plates. She loved it. I think she was dating me for my cooking though. But it was good though. So hey, you know, uh right, me either. Yeah, I don't want anybody to carry me. I want balance. Sometimes I do it. I don't even care if I'm doing it maybe most of the time, but sometimes you do it. See, y'all done start something. If you're struggling to keep up with bare necessities, and that's a good question. Hey, that's a good question right there. Dating is tough. My main priority is to take care of my bare essentials, to take care of my bills. So that is a good eight, and that's a good part right there. That part. Okay. So y'all ain't gonna let me get off of this though. Okay. Uh I think it would show a lack of responsibility on the broke person. But, and I mean, well, I agree with the spirit of that statement, but I would have to say this though. I think everybody has a right to go out on a date. I mean, I don't think there's any harm in going out on a date. Like I said, you can't go to Ruth's Chris all the time, obviously. But what's the matter going to like what Danita said, a dollar movie or something like that? You know, if you really want to be together and you care for each other, then really, realistically, a price shouldn't matter. As long as you use common sense and not allow yourself to be used and carry that person. So, that's the way I look at it too. Another way to look at it is this. If you can't help me or hang with me when I'm down, then then I don't need you when I'm up. And you may be up today and can lose your job tomorrow. Then what? Absolutely, positively, I agree with you. I agree 100%. Priorities, yeah, that's true. The right woman with the right man can bring out the entrepreneur in each other. And that's true. But then it goes back to another popular topic, dating potential. Do people these days in today's economy really want to date potential? instead of dating what's actually there. So dating is about collecting data, getting to know someone, not always experiences. Hey, you're absolutely right, Andrea. You're absolutely right. Okay. Well, we're going to, okay, come on. There you go. Whew. Know what? We're going to move on to the next topic. But it is a similar topic, though. It is a very similar topic. So let me say goodbye to this fella. He looks so pitiful, don't he? Okay, he looks pitiful. Now, um, let me read this right here, what Danita says. I don't see an issue with in which since I live in their best life. Now doing meeting to someone that was better off financially. Okay? And I'm gonna read this, but we can't be talking about someone new, right? Someone with no job. I mean, again, common sense. Common sense. If you don't have a home and whatever, no, I'm not gonna date you. So let's use a little common sense here, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna get to the next topic, which is similar. And I'm just gonna tell you what it is. And let me just see if I can. It's gonna be the fast food restaurants and just restaurants in general. Okay. I want y'all to take a listen to this, okay? Sit back and take a listen.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
I'd like a Big Mac value pack. Make it 2, please. Hey, what's that? It's the new value pack. See? You get a large Coke, a Big Mac, and a supersized fry with 30% more. All for just $2.59.
Okay, so let's order this exact same thing today in 2025, starting with 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and 2 large Cokes. Your total comes to $26.46 without taxes. I cannot believe people still actually eat this crap.
You know what really pisses me off? Back in 2005, this $20 bill could buy you 22 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. Do you know what this $20 bill can buy you now at McDonald's? Let me show you. Five cheeseburgers. All these cheeseburgers right here, you know how much they cost me? $84. Can someone please tell me how this is possible? Do you know what pisses me off? Back in 2005, this $20 bill could buy you 11 Crunchwrap Supremes from Taco Bell. Do you know how many you could buy now in 2025 with this $20 bill? Let me show you. Only two. Only two. This entire stack right here cost me $84 with tax. Can someone please tell me how this is possible?
Mm, mm. So, oh yeah, y'all already come in. Y'all already come in. Let me see what y'all got to say. Inflation is out of control. Now, I'm glad you said that, Erica. But is it all inflation though? Is it all inflation? I mean, inflation plays a part in it, but are there other situations that may play a part in it? I'm gonna get into that. Use those coupons. Okay. That's why I'm buying groceries and making my own food. Outrageous for food that isn't even good for you. I know that's right. Danita, child, this is true. I spent $17. Ooh, Was it just one meal? Let me know, Danita. Was it just one meal? I haven't eaten McDonald's in a good minute. We would hit up Taco Bell all summer after back in the day. Let me tell y'all something. Arby's. About back in the 90s. Every now and then they would have that 4 roast beef for $5. Well, it was 5 for $5, and the beef and cheddar was 4 for $5. 4 roast beef for $5. Now you paying about $6 or $7 for one sandwich. And Taco Bell, oh goodness, but Taco Bell and my belly don't agree with each other. And you know what? That's part of it is it's inflation a little bit, but it's a lot of greed and a lot of other variables too. Okay, it's healthier and better, obviously. Yes, capitalism at its finest. No, let's be honest, these companies are greedy. Okay. Tariffs and well, let me say this. This was happening before tariffs. Right here. Trust me. Well, no, let me say this. I know in California, one reason is in the state of California, minimum wage has jumped up to about $20 for fast food workers. So the fast food companies, guess who they're going to pass the cost over to? They're not going to absorb it. They're going to pass it to you and I. So they are making a lot of money. So that's one reason why the prices are like they are. The size are smaller. Yes, it's a lot of stuff. Yes. Wow. Man, that's crazy. Going out to eat is very costly. But buying groceries ain't cheap either. Both can hurt the wallet. The average buffet here is $21 to $23. Nothing is cheap anymore. Not many value offers here anymore. Rallies, or what they are called in the up north, Rallies hamburgers. I forgot what they called up north. They used to have good deals, but now you might pay almost $8, or let me see, 2 for $8 or 2 for $10 right now. So if you go out, just go to a good restaurant where the food is close to your cooking. Okay. This has been happening. Yes. I just want the socks. Okay. And I think that's what you're paying for too, Tanya. That's exactly why the price was so high. Yeah. That's what you're paying. Yeah, thank you, Checkers. Thank you. Checkers. Yeah, they're Checkers up north and Rallies down south. Like Hart is in the south and Carl's Jr. everywhere else. So, okay, Checkers. Thank you. But I got a smart audience, though. I like y'all. White Castle. No, we don't have White Castle. No, not White Castle. They used to sell it, though. Hey, Sister Angela, good to have you. Okay. And crystals were cheap. Yeah, they were cheap. They were something. The fast food isn't good, though. I'm not paying they much for their fast food. I know groceries aren't cheap, but I know how to make most out of them food. Exactly. I chose the coupons coming in the mail and advertised deals on TV while supplies last. I use my senior discount for the first time. Hey, I don't blame you. Cheap and nasty. Ain't that the truth right there? Let me see. Do I want to play this video? Let me see. Haven't done fast food in a while. Health is worth the cost of the groceries. I prefer that. I don't like that. Dog, TMI. That stuff send me to the bathroom. Okay? That's why I don't eat that stuff. It tear my stomach up. My belly look crazy and everything. Let me play this video right quick. Okay? Let's y'all listen to this video.
Fast food places have completely lost their mind. Many of them are now more expensive than sit-down restaurants. Don't believe me? Look at the prices if you go through McDonald's, if you go through Chipotle, Burger King, Wendy's. Now, look at the prices for the people that have fixed this. Look at Chili's prices. At Chili's right now, you can go to Chili's and get a big burger or a big chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for $9.99. That's their lunch special for people that want to come in and grab lunch from Chili's. Red Lobster changed when Debola came in and completely switched everything for them. Now they have happy hours. They have $5 margaritas. They have seafood boils. All of these sit-down places that were in trouble because their business wasn't going good. They were looking at bankruptcy. They were like, oh crap, there's a huge market for all these places now where fast food has gone for where it started at COVID to 3 times as much now. The other day, I paid $52.64 for 2 bowls and 2 drinks at Chipotle. Receipt is on my story. Look at the prices at these places. It's absolutely nuts. And I know I'll get comments on this video. People be like, oh, you shouldn't be eating fast food anyway. I totally get it. You're right, actually. But what happens is every once in a while you want to go out with friends. You want to go out and grab a little drink after work. You want to go out and have a meal at lunch. You know, you meal prepped and your meal prep went bad by the end of the week. So you're going to grab something from Chili's now. Because now it's at a point where McDonald's or Chipotle is twice as much as Chili's. Think about how crazy that is, guys. Chili's, that was a sit-down restaurant where you could go and with your family, just like TGI Fridays, Applebee's, any of these places, right? It's now half the price of McDonald's or Chipotle. So I predict that McDonald's, Chipotle, Starbucks, all of them are eventually going to have to fix their pricing because it's gotten so insane that normal people are going to stop going because there's way cheaper options now because some companies have actually started to get it, that they've completely priced themselves out. And fast food places, you guys have the lowest quality of food in the United States that people can buy, full of preservatives, chemicals, everything else. And like I can go to In-N-Out right now for half the price that I can go to McDonald's. That's nuts because the food's way better at In-N-Out. So a lot of these places are going to keep crashing. Chipotle stock as of today is down 15%. Last week, they were on the TV saying, oh, it's because Gen Z doesn't eat out. We eat out. We're not eating out at your place anymore because you're too expensive for the quality of food that you put out. Let me know if you think I'm right.
Let me see what y'all got to say. Let me see what y'all got to say. D says, learn to make my own stuff. They selling in fast food restaurants. You know, I do the same thing too. I saved a ton of money. That's something when sit down restaurants are kind of getting, you know, I need to go somewhere and sit down if I'm paying that much. Yeah. Restaurants, he's right. $12 full meal. Oh, he's definitely right. Fast food places are in trouble. Folks are really finding other options. Hey, yep. That's true. But if you have to dine in order to get the deals and the special, that's the issue at times. Ruby Tuesday, that was my favorite place. And fries started through the app. I'm on the app and coupon person. I like Longhorns because of the 2 meats and the 2 sides for less than 30. My first non-burger place was Captain D's. Their fish and fries and meals cost between $3 to $5 back in the 90s. Now it's almost $15. Chili's here has 3 for $10. Okay. I doubt that's a real food. I don't usually get fast food, but a few months ago, I got McDonald's large fries and it was surprised at it. Wow. The price of a 5-pound bag of potatoes. Ain't that the truth right there? I just got lazy and eat out all the time to avoid cooking at home. No cleanup, and I don't overeat, but it can be expensive. Not only it can be expensive, it can widen your waist. You can pick up a ton of weight from eating that fast food on a regular basis. Like I say, it's good every now and then, but ooh, goodness, you be big as a Cadillac Escalade though. Well, all I got to say is you look at the price. It's easier to cook at home. It's easier to cook at home, okay? It's easier to cook at home. You know, prices are sky high at the grocery store. You can still come out better at home. Yeah. Okay. Well, people, guess what? That was the last topic for the year 2025. That's it, y'all. We are out of time and overtime, though. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get with these comments, though. Let's see what we got here. Up next is already posted, but we still do it at 1:30. We're going to have the after party. Now, this isn't the last after party or whatever we do for the year, but, well, you know, but get your snacks, your drinks, and everything else ready. And make sure you warmed and bundled up, okay? And then for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have the weekly fellowship. So that means next week and the week after that. And you look at the time, we're going to have the same thing. And then come January, if it's the Lord's will, January 6th, if my dates are correct, and if I'm not, somebody correct me, we will have the first SBC Tuesday Talk episode of 2026. So, like we used to say back in the day, you better be there. And that's it, y'all. It's been good. This year has been wonderful. This year has went by fast, though. I thank y'all so much for your support, for hanging with me. I'm not the best speaker. I'm a slow talker, but y'all deal with me. Thank y'all. I don't take it lightly. Thank y'all so much for spending time with me on these Tuesday nights throughout this year, and hopefully we'll get to do it again next year if it's the Lord's will, though. So, and those of y'all I don't see in the after party and to see through this live stream, may you and yours have a merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. Y'all everybody take care of each other. Be blessed and stay out of trouble. Beware your surroundings and stay vigilant. Love on each other. Be kind to each other. And don't take any wooden nickels. Until next time, so long, everybody.
You saw me when I couldn't see myself, pulled my heart off that dusty shelf. No need for mirrors when you're around. You lift me up without a sound. True to you like the sun to the sky. You're my steady when the world runs dry. No need for fancy words or lies. You're the reason my soul can fly. Oh. You hold my hand when the dark sets in. Laugh like the world could never win. Through every storm, every tear we've cried, I see your light where the truth resides. When the weight gets heavy on my chest, you're the shoulder where my spirit rests. Just a friend, but you feel like more. You're the key that unlocks my door. True to you like the stars in the night. You're my harbor when the tide's inside. Every whisper, every silent try. You're the answer to my why. So here's my heart, this love I send to the kind of soul that'll never bend. No title needed, no vows to bind.